What is going on, everybody? Look at this. My brother finally helped me figure this out so that I could have this turned around. So what is going on, guys? Hey, Donald, what's up? Bayou Beard. We got a couple guys popping on. Guys, listen. Here's the title. This is what I'm going to talk about today. I am currently stuck between I'm happy with how far I've come to I gotta fucking go harder. So this past weekend was just kind of this whole emotional roller coaster, to be honest with you. So Thursday, Friday, we had our big production call in my coaching group that I belong to, and we did a lot of reflection on this past year, who I was, the man I was December of last year, to who I am today. And so often when we do this type of reflection in our lives, we tend to beat ourselves up. Like, we beat ourselves up because we didn't get everything accomplished that we typically want to get accomplished, right? And I even fall into that category sometimes, guys. But when we beat ourselves up, we end up, just creating more guilt and shame into ourselves as men. And so, not only on top of that, on Sunday, I had a pretty emotional day. And I posted about it, just like I said, we're going to change stuff up. I'm going to sit here. I'm going to fucking lie to you guys. No, just kidding. But I posted about how I had a pretty difficult day, and I was going through a grieving process, something that happened years ago, and just thought I had moved past it. But it was within this reflection, it was within this introspection that I found myself in this place of going, shit, I actually need to grieve. I need to work through this process. And I ended up, doing some journaling and stuff like that. And so it was totally unexpected. But here's the conversation for today. I'm going to give you a prelude to the Beard and the Beauty podcast, the podcast that I do with my wife, Dr. Jacqueline. And that is, guys, when you're going through transformation, or when you decide that you're going to finally make a change in your life, it gets to be a real lonely place. And every Sunday, I end up doing what's called my general's tent. We do this in our coaching group. I do it in my coaching group, and it's a return and report. It's going, okay, this past week I kicked ass, or this past week was complete dog shit. And this is every Sunday. And we go into the upcoming week with a battle plan in place. But we have to go to this place of reflection, and we have to go to this place to recognize what we need to do to keep moving the ball forward. And so that's where I constantly find myself in this, boy, have I made some fucking changes this year. I am not the man I was in December 2022. I'm not the man I was in March 2022. There have been massive reframing of my stories that I tell myself, of my purpose in life, of how I operate as a man daily. And that is why I'm so confident that any man, or even a woman, come into my program, they're going to have changes. They're going to have transformation because of the way that I frame stuff and how we do this process. Like, it's a process that 56,000 men have gone through. So it works. It just simply works. But this idea of I'm stuck between how far I have come from then to I got to go fucking harder. And this is a direct quote from my general's tent that I did yesterday. So for the past few weeks, I've been riding this roller coaster of, I'm not consistent, and then my workouts weren't being consistent. Then I traveled, and I was sick, and then my kids were sick. And so the past month-ish has been not to my standard. It hasn't been up to par. And so I recognize that that's okay. It's okay because I'm leaps and bounds ahead of where I was this time last year. So guys, if you are going to reflect and you reflect and you go, you know what? My body is not where I want it to be. My marriage, my connection with my spouse is not where I want it to be. I'm not setting the standard for my kids or my team, my employees. That's not where I want it to be. My connection with God or a creator is not where I want it to be, or my business. You're not making more money. You're not taking more vacations. You are working a job within your business. If those are the things that you reflect on and you're not where you want to be, and they really have not really changed in the past year, then you need help. You need someone to coach and guide you in that process, because that's the game. That's the ticket. This is the game of expansion. And for the past couple of weeks, I've been putting it out there saying, guys, it's almost Thanksgiving. Don't wait till December. Now here we are. We're 13 days away from Christmas. This is the season that you can separate yourself from the pack to get ahead for next year. It's separation season, because most people after Thanksgiving, they start coasting. They start going, it's been a rough year. I just want to relax. I want to do whatever. And so that's where you start to separate. So you can go into the year 2024 already on fire by reflecting and figuring out a battle plan for yourself and your life. And it sounds simple. And the process and the container and the frame is simple. And it comes down to you choosing that and having the execution to be able to do that. And so my wife and I were having this conversation, and it was great because I was like, that's our podcast. So in this separation season, in this past year of this man that, proverbially I've killed and rebirthed, and I go through this process multiple times already this year. It seems lonely. It seems like you're an iceberg just slowly melting, right? The process of transformation seems like a slow process, because we set these targets and these goals everywhere when we build these plans, and it takes some time to get the result. And when you don't have the result is when you're like, am I really changing? Is this really transformation? Am I really doing these things? And that's where you have to start the reflection. You have to start the introspection in order to see how really far you have come, how much you really have transformed. Because I can sit here today and I can look at my business. Biggest year we've ever had. This is the most money we've ever made, ever. I can look at my body and go, okay, I'm fitter than I was December 2022. Am I in a place where I want to be? No. That's okay. I'm not going to create a story of guilt or shame around that. Is my marriage, my connection with my spouse better right now than it was this time last year? For me, yes. So all of these things come into play. But you have to be deliberate. You have to be intentional. And that's where most people are not at right now. And that's okay if that's where you want to stay. But you have to realize, guys, my story, my daily rise today was exactly that. You cannot expect higher level results by doing mediocre bullshit. Or, like the term of, you can't expect a 5-star dinner on a Walmart budget. It doesn't work like that. But too often I meet people and I talk to people and that's what they want. I'll even get on coaching calls where someone is applying to my program and I tell them, hey, sorry, you're not a fit, because they want to nickel and dime and like, well, I don't need this. I don't think I need that. I don't need this. And it's like, you're not a fit. You're not going to fit for me because you're already not following instruction. You're trying to pick apart this program that I have built. I have built from, the foundation of what I have done my past 7-8 months. I've built it on top of something that already 56,000 men have gone through. And you want to come in and pick apart so that you can get a deal? Sorry, man, you're not a fit. So that's the type of caliber you need to have going forward in order to enrich your life. If you want the higher level results, you want the body that's fit and healthy and you feel healthy, you have that confidence and certainty and power within you, you're not going to get it by not working out. You're not going to get it by going to an hour at the gym playing on your phone. You have to go fucking harder. And you have to do it every day. And you have to do it when you don't want to do it. If you want a marriage that's on fire, are you putting in the time and the effort into your spouse to have a marriage that's deep in connection? You want your wife to have sex with you? Good. What are you doing for her in order to make that happen? Are you working on your body? Are you attractive? You guys got to think about this. Too often in marriage, we lose sight of this as men. It's like we expect our wives to keep the body she had when we started dating and fit and all that stuff, but yet we let ourselves go as men. You're rocking the dad bod. That stuff doesn't work, guys. Just look at the marriage divorce rates, right? So you have to expect what you're getting and what you're willing to do, the amount of work you're willing to do. If you're only going to take a walk around the neighborhood, that may be where you need to start, but you need to build and go fucking harder to keep pursuing that dream, to keep pursuing that life that you want to live. Because that'd have you consider, like, what are you living for if you're not doing that? If you don't want to pursue a connection with your spouse, or if you don't want to set the standard for your children, then what are you doing? You need to do some serious reflection into your mind, your mindset. So the podcast should be out sometime later this week. And again, we're going to be talking about how the progression of transformation and growth is just, it's difficult. And a lot of people think that, they'll look at you and they'll be like, oh, that's an overnight success, but they don't see all the things that you do. They don't see you getting up early. They don't see you stacking. They don't hear your prayers. They don't see you busting your ass in the gym. Most people just want the result without the work. You have to be willing to do the work. Super hard all the time when you don't want to. So anyway, guys, as always, I appreciate you, and we'll chat at you here maybe tomorrow or the next day. I'm actually I'm about 23 hours into my water fast. I'm doing a 48-hour fast right now, and I want to throw it out there that December 19th through the 21st, which is a Tuesday through Thursday, I'm going to be leading a 72-hour water fast. And, I believe in fasting. It's done amazing things. It has amazing health benefits. But this also has a way of building fortitude in your mind. So I will give you all the resources if that is something you're interested in, and kind of creating a group here to go through this water fast because it can be challenging. So if that's something you're interested in, be sure to direct message me and I will get you the resources. So anyway, guys, as always, just remember, rise and reign your life. We'll talk to you later.